New technology, a new breed of soldier, and new possibilities for post-traumatic stress disorder to manifest itself.
WFF 48 Stephanie Mills investigated and found technology that keeps soldiers out of the line of fire doesn't always keep them out of harm's way.
With the development of drones and unmanned aircraft comes the men and women to fly those systems. But these operators are not spared from the brutal effects war has on the mind and body. I spoke with a U.S. Air Force doctor who specializes in sustaining the health of drone operators and an operator himself still dealing with PTSD. When you think post-traumatic stress disorder, you may think someone going through a horrific event, like a car accident, a shooting. Many think a soldier in combat, but what about someone who sits in front of a screen and operates a drone?
Whether you're on the battlefield or off the battlefield, exposure to combat in and of itself seems to be the main trigger for PTSD symptomology.
Dr. Wayne Chappell, the Air Force's Surgeon General Consultant in Air Medical Clinical Psychology, explained the military is now identifying that drone or RPA operators are developing PTSD.
The rate of PTSD, or the estimated prevalence rate, is between 4 and 5%.
Vincent Lewis flew unmanned aircraft for the Army in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Turkey. After 16 years, he was medically discharged for asthma and PTSD.
You're doing stuff, you just do it, and once you're done, you really don't think about it much. It's just like another day, and until later on, I think, when it really hits you where you really see or think about the things that you're doing.
Lewis explained what parts of drone piloting gave him the highest levels of stress.
Kind of difficult, just not being able to help like I wanted to, I guess you can say. That was one of the main issues. Seeing what was happening on the ground, trying to give the guys information, see what's going on around them, but not really being able to get that information to them in time, and seeing those guys getting, hit by other enemy forces.
Pefore getting out of the military, he had moments of doubt.
I'm not on the ground, so I didn't consider myself, and even when it came down to doing physical stuff, I was like, it was one of those things where I don't want to talk about it. It's like when I had to do my disability stuff, I didn't want to even write it down. It's almost like looking at TV, but in actuality, it's real life. But you're actually interacting with it.
And no one to process those moments with.
And it becomes more of a personal thing. No one really says a whole lot to it other than what happened at the end, like what we were doing and how it was supposed to happen.
Lewis says one of the biggest questions he asks himself now.
At that time, was there anything more that I could have done? I wish I could make a change and difference. And being able to talk with him and understand, hey, look, it's okay. These are things that that people deal with, just understanding that you did what you could.
The military, and Air Force specifically, is catching on to this trend for drone operators. They are constantly working for a solution.
As the Air Force is embedding specialty trained medical providers and psychologists within the units themselves. Because one of the most important things that we do is to be able to identify those RPA operators early, and then to be able to provide them the care that they need in order to restore their health and performance.
Lewis also told me going to counseling, talking through what he saw and is still dealing with now, along with meeting local veterans groups like Bearded Warriors, is allowing him to make progress in his recovery. Stephanie Mills, WAFF 48 News.